I'm going to end today's topic with this question. And I was thinking, how am I going to present this question so they understand? But I said, why are you worried about them? Just put it down in a way for you to understand. And if you can understand, inshallah, they're better than you. They're smarter than you. They'll be able to understand. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala controls all things, بِيَدِهِ الْمُلْكِ وَهُوَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٍ, then why does He allow evil? And why does He allow bad things to happen in this world? What kind of God? Oh, wow! Imam Bukhari or Muslim? I'm going to get to you guys, inshallah. I'll get to you, inshallah. MashaAllah. You know, it's the purity and the innocence of the hearts that allow their hands to go up so fast. But because we've had so much evil and hardship in our lives, we're like, what the heck is going on? Right? SubhanAllah. طيب. So this is a question, it's not a new question. It's been asked for centuries and centuries, and it will continue to be asked. That's the first thing we need to understand. Number two, it's a very complex question. What do I mean by complex? It doesn't mean that I cannot give you an answer. It just means that that answer will lead to more questions. So, you know, it's very complex. So I'm here to highlight and to give an introduction. This is a topic more than a question. But just to shed some light on this question. You know, I asked someone that's very close to me, and I won't say any names. I said, do you know why Allah does this? She goes, I try not to think about these things because I don't want any shak. Right? I don't want any shak. I don't want any doubt. And that's safe. But once you start thinking about it, which you will down the line, then you need to snip it. And the only way you can snip that doubt is through knowledge. Number one, evil, Islamically evil, there's no such thing as what we call complete evil, or total evil, or pure evil. There's no such thing. But rather, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creates something or allows something to happen, it is either pure goodness, or it is something that consists of goodness and evil together. There are aspects of goodness, there's aspects of evil together. And sometimes that evil can become more dominant than the goodness. But it doesn't negate the fact that there's still goodness in it. That there's still goodness in it. I give you an example. Iblis. When I say what is pure evil, what's the first thing that come up to your mind? Shaitan. Pure evil. Now, is shaitan, and the reason shaitan is here for pure evil? No. The evil aspect of shaitan, الَّذِي يُوَسْوِسُ فِي صُدُورِ النَّاسِ. He whispers to you. He encourages you to do evil. He attacks you from top to bottom, left and right, up and down. He attacks you every way he can. He has his soldiers attacking you and your family and your wife and your children and the community and the ummah. That's evil. But was the shaitan fully evil when he was created? We can't say the shaitan was fully evil, because there was a time where the shaitan was in the heavens. And he was worshipping Allah. But that evil began when he chose not to prostrate. فَسَجَدُوا إِلَّا إِبْلِيسَ أَبَى وَاسْتَكْبَرَ وَكَانَ مِنَ الْكَافِرِينَ. Shaitan also causes man to sin. And the nature of man is that when he sins, he becomes regretful, he becomes weak, he loses hope. And all three of these things lead a man where? Back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Iblis not only leads man away from Allah, but he also leads man to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So there is still an element of goodness in that. There's still an element of goodness in that. Number two, we need to understand the reality of this life. In order to answer this question, there are other questions that need to be posed before. There's other questions that need to be answered before in order for us to answer this question. What is the reality of the dunya? Now this dunya is not the hellfire. When somebody says, I'm living in hell, they don't necessarily mean I'm living in hell. I'm just going through a hard time. Somebody says, oh, I'm on cloud 9. Does that mean they're in Jannah? No, because this world is not Jannah. So this world is not Jahannam, and this world is not Jannah. But it is a combination of both. Therefore, we have to expect good times, and we have to expect bad times. And even more if we're Muslims. Because Muslims have this idea that, oh, I pray and I fast and I give zakat and I go for hajj. Why is evil happening in my life? أَحَسِبَ النَّاسُ أَن يُتْرَكُوا أَن يَقُولُوا آمَنَّا وَهُمْ لَا يُفْتَنُونَ. They're going to be tested. There's going to be evil. وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ وَنَقْصٍ مِنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَنفُسِ وَالثَّمَرَاتِ وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ. And we will test you with evil, with death, with the lack of money, with the lack of health, with the lack of everything, losing loved ones. We're going to test you. وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ. This is how you pass the test. الَّذِينَ إِذَا أَصَابَتْهُمْ مُصِيبَةٌ, something evil, قَالُوا إِنَّ لِلَّهِ وَإِنَّ إِلَيْهِ راجعون. This statement of Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un is sufficient enough to answer the question, why is there evil in this life? Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Inna lillahi, that we belong to Allah. Therefore Allah can do whatever He wants, whenever He wants, however, do whatever He wants to us, and we have no right to question the Creator. We have no right to question the Creator. So when we lose something, we don't lose something that belonged to us. It belonged to Allah, and He did what He wanted to do with it out of His mercy, out of His knowledge, and out of His wisdom. We do not have the right to question Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We don't. Allah questions us. We don't question Allah. وَإِنَّ إِلَيْهِ رَاجِعُونَ. It's just the dunya. قَالُوا كَمْ لَبِثْتُمْ. Day of Judgment, it'll be asked, how long did you live in the dunya? قَالُوا لَبِثْنَا سَنَوَاتٍ. قَالُوا لَبِثْنَا يَوْمًا أَوْ بَعْدَ يَوْمٍ. We lived for like a day. Or no, not even a day. A portion of the day. And we're willing to lose our akhirah from questioning Allah through His knowledge and wisdom, what He does for a day or half of a day, and we forget about the akhirah, and we forget about this life as a test. The next verse, it teaches us, الَّذِي خَلَقَ الْمَوْتَ وَالْحَيَاةَ لِيَبْلُوَكُمْ أَيُّكُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا. Last but not least, stop blaming Allah. You turn on the TV, you see people, there's wars. People are dying, mass murder, mass graves. You see it. Famine, poor, weak. Allah has given enough rizq to humanity in order to eradicate poverty, in order to eradicate famine. But it is you and I who choose not to use that wealth accordingly. It's not Allah's fault. Allah is watching it happen. Allah is not making it happen. We are making it happen with our hands. كَلَّا بَلْ رَانَ عَلَى قُلُوبِهِمْ مَا كَانُوا يَكْسِبُونَ. وَالْكَسْبِ بِالْيَدِ. With the hands, what your hands have put forth. Saying, why did Allah allow this person to be poor? Why did you allow this person to be poor? Why is Allah, allowing these people to invade these countries and kill these innocent? The people are doing that. This is not Allah. الَّذِي خَلَقَ الْمَوْتَ وَالْحَيَاةَ لِيَبْلُوَكُمْ أَيُّكُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا. And if there was no poverty, how can I be generous? And if there was no poverty, then how can I be generous? So that poverty is also a means of goodness, because it leads to what? Generosity. It leads to generosity. And don't think that the poor have it bad, because they will enter into Jannah before you and me. They will enter into Jannah before you and I, because their hisab is nothing. They have nothing to be held accountable for. So if we should say, oh haram, miskeen, why did Allah allow this to happen? Look at yourself. Oh, I have all this money. Why did Allah allow this to happen to me? I'm going to be held accountable for all of this. إِنَّمَا أَمْوَالُكُمْ وَأَوْلَادُكُمْ فِتْنَةٌ. Your money and your children is a fitna. It's a test. Somebody who doesn't have money, somebody who can't have children, and you say, why did Allah not allow this person to have a child? It's a fitna, and it may be that Allah knows that if they did have a child, that child would lead them to Jahannam. Who are we to question Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Who are we? We're nobody. We know what to do, we fall in line. Because we know that this dunya is not our akhirah. We know that this dunya is not our akhirah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to be amongst those who listen to this speech and follow the best of it. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.